Hi everyone, welcome back to Pine Hollow Auto Diagnostics. It's the new year and we got new trucks with new problems. So 2020 GMC Sierra Denali Duramax diesel high-end truck, probably cost like 100 grand. And then you see the hood line is almost as high as my roof line of my little Suzuki. Big truck, and the customer complaint is with the rear tailgate. Now, as you can see, there's no regular handle here. We have buttons. And he said sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Let's try that again. So it didn't work that time. He said from the key fob, the lights should illuminate and the thing should drop down. What's the history of the truck? He bought it and the owner told him, or the previous owner told him, it wasn't some rear end collision. The rear tailgate was removed and I don't know if it was replaced or not, but it's not working right. And this thing is a fancy tailgate with like a dual tailgate. You got the main one and then the auxiliary tailgate with a step that folds out. I mean, it's pretty fancy. So we have to diagnose this issue. He said that there's a bulk connector down here. See a lot of wires. That one right there with the clip. And if he wiggles it, sometimes it starts working. He already had the buttons replaced. Obviously that didn't do anything. So where would you start? I would start with a scanner, see if we can see live data. What controls this tailgate? Does it have a separate module? Is it the BCM? We have to do some research and go from there. So here we go. Alright, so let's fire this thing up. Do a full health report. So, interesting thing, inner tailgate open. We have a warning even though everything's closed. So that's a clue. Keep that in mind. Now let's do a full health report. Today I'm trying out a new scanner. It's the Launch X431 Pro 3S Plus. And we have the old favorites here just in case this thing, I'm sure it'll work. But still, the ThinkTool Pros is my go-to workhorse scanner. And I won't upgrade until I find something better. Because I like using tools that work reliably and are rugged. Working in the field, it's a pretty rough environment, so I want tools that are going to last. So let's jump in here. GM. Minimize the glare. Automatically search. So this should have identical software to the ThinkTool Pros. Yep, that's correct. 6.6 liter 2020 GMC Sierra. And this does have topology, which is really nice. So we'll do smart detection. That's like the smart scan. And we'll see what comes up. Alright, so here's the whole tree. We just have 3 codes. You can click on report. Click on report. Here we go. And what do we have? We just have radio, camera, lost communication with radio. So I think this is aftermarket, this CarPlay, whatever, unit. Some parking assist code, and then everything else looks good. Okay? And the back button is down here, which I'm not a fan of. But I guess you can get used to that. What are these gray modules? Rear gate module. So I'm suspecting this truck is not equipped with a rear gate module. We'll have to do some research, because if it was offline, I'm sure maybe the BCM would say lost communication with rear gate module. You know, it would tell on it. So that's probably just not equipped. But where do we look at live data? Is in the BCM? I don't know. So we have to do some research. These trucks can have a lot of different options, configurations, different tailgate, you know, designs and whatever. So we should get the RPO codes to see exactly what this truck has, and then look up service information. Now, GM used to have the RPO codes in the glove box, and they don't anymore, which is a shame. They just have some kind of weight rating sticker there. So the only thing you can do is actually take a picture of the VIN plate here. So your phone, so you should see notes. So you tap that, and then you'll get some RPO codes. So let's take this and do some research on ALLDATA. Okay, so here we are on ALLDATA. I'm just looking up this description of the operation of the tailgates, and there are 3 possible RPO codes on this truck. QT5 with multi-pro tailgate, QT5 without multi-pro tailgate, and QT6. Looking at our VIN codes, unfortunately, all I see in the Q section is QF9, which is not helpful. So we're just going to have to look at the information and see if it matches the truck. For example, QT6, it does have a rear gate module. It has a pickup box end gate power assist actuator, position sensor, power latch. This is with the power assist, so you can open and close the tailgate. Alright, so this truck is equipped with the QT5 with multi-pro tailgate. That's the auxiliary tailgate. So the components here, we have the BCM, so there's no separate end gate module, pickup box end gate control switch interior, pickup box end gate control switch exterior. Those are the 2 buttons on the back. Then we have the left end gate latch, right end gate latch, and then the left and right auxiliary end gate latch. So 4 latches total, and then 4 relays total. And here we can read how it's supposed to work. Interior switch, exterior switch, and they call it the major end gate and the minor end gate. So the major end gate, this note right here is interesting. The auxiliary pickup box end gate must be in the latch position before commanding the major pickup box end gate to release. The body control module will disable the major pickup box end gate release function if the auxiliary pickup box end gate is open or ajar. Is auxiliary pickup box end gate. That's the warning that we saw on the dash. Inner tailgate open, right? It's kind of warning you, like, hey, don't drive around with your tailgate open. And if that's open, or it thinks it's open, then all the power features are disabled. This is reminding me of the GMC Envoy XUV, where one little microswitch goes wrong and you're locked out of your truck bed. You can't use it. That's kind of like deja vu here. So hopefully we have some live data, and I did find the correct wiring diagrams. These are redrawn. They're actually easier to follow than the OEM, because we have both, there's the BCM, we have the buttons, and then the actuator motors. So this is for the major end gate. You see, this is with enhanced. So you have 2 motors, left and right, being controlled by these relays in the instrument panel, and the BCM is in charge of everything. There it is, body control module, energizes the relays, and this one is fed through a fuse, the load side. So when that flips, it sends power to the motors, and then this also has to flip to ground the other side of the motor. So these motors only spin one way just to unlatch. This is for the major tailgate. For the auxiliary tailgate, the minor tailgate, similar setup. Again, everything's controlled by the BCM. And these latches have microswitches built in, left and right, and they say ajar signal. So the BCM, I'm guessing they're normally open, and if you open the tailgate, these will close, and the message will say, lift gate ajar, and then everything's disabled. So I'm suspecting here something's wrong with these ajar switches. I hope we can see those on scan data. So I printed out, the wiring diagrams, and also the pinouts of the bulk connector that the owner said, when he wiggled it, sometimes it came back to life. This which one was it? X926. So the pins right there, like 27 and 28, go to the major open button and the minor open button on the tailgate. And these are the jar switches, pins 10 and 11. So we have something to check, but let's take a look at live scan data first. Alright, so we still have this warning message here. And we know now that the BCM is in charge of everything. So let's go into BCM. Single rear wheel. U1D, that was also not on the RPO list, so I don't know. We're not interested in trailer lighting anyways. But in data stream, we have all these menus here. And I was browsing in here before. Vehicle access data, that has everything to do with lock, unlock, door ajar, all this stuff, like glove box ajar. Let's see if these data pins are in this list. So there's exterior liftgate window unlatch switch. Liftgate window, what is that? Is that the auxiliary tailgate? I'm not exactly sure. Glove box, interior liftgate window unlatch switch. So, for example, this is the only switch that I see that has to do with the tailgate. So if I press that and hold it, do any of these change to active? No. Interior liftgate unlatch switch, interior trunk lid. These data pins are confusing. Left rear door, passenger door ajar, rear closure ajar switch, it says inactive. Right rear door ajar, everything's inactive here. And I'm not seeing the obvious data pins. If it says inner tailgate open, I expect to see at least one ajar data pin that's active here. I'm not seeing that. And I tried the other scanners. Autel had the same data list. So in this case, maybe we need the GM MDI factory scan tool, which I don't have. I just have the older Tech 2, on the laptop. And if we don't have live data, you might have to do some manual checks just on these wiring diagrams. Luckily, we're worried only about 2 ajar switches. And the 1 bulk connector. So hopefully this diagnosis will still go smoothly even without live scan data. I also looked in bidirectional controls. We can't force the tailgate open or anything. So this message here, I'm wondering, if I push on the tailgate, can we get that message to go out? Is the problem with the latch or a connection? I know it worked once. It still says inner tailgate open. So let's think of the next logical, easiest step. Alright, so I read some service info. To manually drop the main tailgate, you lift up on this latch, or right here, and then same on the other side. Man, this truck is so tall I can't. Okay, so that's unlatched, but you can see these are the 2-wire just actuators. So the tailgate itself, the truck does not know if it's up or down. The one that it's worried about is these latches for the inner tailgate. So I'm thinking maybe we can just unplug those and see if that message goes away. See if the main tailgate starts working. That might be the easiest thing to do. Alright, so I'm picking around here at these actuators. I thought I could unplug them, but you can't because the plug can't slide off because basically it's going to hit the inside of the tailgate. So you need to remove this actuator. Let me get a wrench. Well, hopefully we can just pop this whole thing out and play with it right here. Alright, so I got the left actuator unplugged. We still have our message. Let's unplug the right actuator. See, it's a 4-wire connector. Let's see if we still have the message. Aha! Very cool. The right one. Interesting. So, put this sucker back in. We got our message back. Now, I want to latch this just manually with a pick or whatever. Okay, it's latched. Our message is still there. So I think we might almost be done here. Apparently this latch, for one reason or another, I don't know if there's any little switch in there. I mean, there has to be. How does it know when it's latched or unlatched? So if we unplug this, our message should go away. All right. Let's try the same experiment with the left one. We can even plug the right actuator into the left. Let's see if our message is active. It is. Okay, good. So we know the wiring to these latches is fine. The message went away. Okay, let's see, unlatch it. That's latched. This is unlatched. Yes, inner tailgate open, okay. Message went away. try the left one. So unlatched. Yes, the message is there. Message is still there. Okay. Message is still there. Unplug it. No more message. So which one is bad here? I thought... This one's for this side. Now, are they interchangeable? No, they're not interchangeable. Definitely not interchangeable. So I should set the message. Yes. And then we latch this one. No message. So this one seems to work. This is the one from the right side. I thought this one didn't work. This one seems to work. Okay. So let's just close everything up. Put the wires back in here. And I want to see the main see, flash the lights. Okay. Perfect. So the bottom one is for the main tailgate, and the top one is for the top piece here. Okay, I think we're almost done. So we just have to figure out if one of these is definitely bad. I'm going to test them one more time on both sides, see if they set the message or not, and I think it should be it. We should try it from the key fob too. Actually, we should try it from in here. Yep, it unlatched. Good. So everything works. It's just one of these end gate latches, micro switches. So I actually found the little micro switch. It's right here. This little button. So when you unlatch it, boom, that gets pressed. You latch it, this should release. Same on this side. Unlatch, latch. Okay? And the truck is happy. So, I also noticed that these were installed improperly, as in the left one was on the right side and the right one was on the left side. That's why I couldn't get the connector off. So as you can see, this thing's supposed to sit like this with the connector towards the, over here where there's more room. They had this one over there on that side flipped around, so the connector was like smashed in there, and that's why the wires look all tight. Let's reinstall everything. As long as those micro switches are happy, and these things are actually labeled, there's an R over here and an L over here. Let's reinstall everything and make sure it's happy. I don't think we have a bad switch. They were just installed upside down and backwards. Alright, got everything reinstalled. Let's do a little demo. Top button. That's the top tailgate. Okay, now it's closed. Bottom. Lights blink. That's fine. Now you can also do that, and then this. All right. I guess if your truck's 10 feet off the ground, that's not a bad feature. Close that. Close all this stuff. Let's see if the interior works. Yep. Let's see if the key fob works. So let's shut the truck off. And okay, that's the main tailgate there. Come up here. Beautiful. Not too bad. Truck's fixed, no parts required, as I hoped, and didn't really need the scanner, but you know, you always have to do a pre-scan no matter what. Vehicle comes in, pre-scan all modules, save the report. It's just standard operating procedure. Then it was just, hey, we do have a warning on the dash and it's saying the liftgate's open. Well, why is that? Apparently the latches were installed backwards, left to right, upside down, and yeah, so no other issues. I'll let the owner know truck is ready, and we'll catch you on the next one.